Stop chasing success that isn't yours. Build the life you really want. This is one of the things about reinvention. When we decide that we need to reinvent ourselves, our Bob, who's this little voice inside our head that's trying to keep us safe, goes looking for examples of people that have succeeded, people that have done things that we think we might want. We build up these stories inside our head. Bob, being ever diligent, goes, cool, okay, I'm going to probably try and help you here, but before we do that, we need to go and have a look at everybody. Hands up if you would like to be a billionaire. Yeah, sounds pretty cool. Am I going to be? I don't know, but I know that I won't be by trying to follow somebody that's already taken that path. There's things that I can learn about the mistakes they've made in their journey, but the path will be completely different because not only genetically are we different, we have a different perspective on the world. This is where the art of reinvention comes into it. The view of success by itself also comes with challenges. We may be building that around a picture or a scenario that is so tainted by our view of the world. If we grew up in a poor household, we might go, wealth is everything that's going to give us that comfort. But research shows that lotto winners aren't actually happy. 50 to 60% of them have said that their lives and the way it's adapted as a result of that winning of lotto has led them to a path where they wish they had their normal life back again. And that's got to do with the uncertainty of the places that they're heading into, how people treat them differently, how people are always looking to take advantage of them. And that might be their own perspective, but out of that perspective is their reality. Even winning lotto, which is the success that many of us dream of, then that's not the answer. The answer is figuring out what it is that is going to make us happy. You know that SMART acronym about how we should have specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely goals? If I just said that, and I take the positive affirmations, this is going to happen for me. Problem with positive affirmations, there is some research that shows we are able to readapt and reinvent our neural pathways, giving them things that show our goals are achievable. So those are good things. Those are changing our mindset. As we said before, one of the things required for reinvention is action. Our brains learn by not only reading or thinking about it, but it actually learns by doing it. And so this is where the success of others is useful because it helps us go, what can I learn from this? What do I adapt to me? And where do I move forward from it in this part of my journey of reinvention? There will be periods of life where things are just tickety-boo. We don't need to change. Things are fine. Sometimes we drift through life. Things change, we might have a good day, we might have a bad day. We will do those things until things become uncomfortable to the point that we are happy to shift between the layers of life. Some of that is cool, but with that comes the uncertainty of reinvention and the need for the F word. Yep, I'm going to say it, failure. In social situations, and in particular in the highly competitive parts of business or with people who you feel like you are trying to fit in with, if you admit to being vulnerable and having the F-bomb, failure, it's almost like you are not good enough to be with them. And that's where Bob comes in, because Bob's telling you that. But what Bob doesn't see, behind the facade of anybody that is hugely successful, has been the ability to learn from their failures. Unless you are that 1 in a billion person that wins lotto, everybody else that has had to work to achieve their goals has experienced failure, learnt from those failures, and kept going. The people that don't and get stuck are the ones that don't learn. They don't have that positive failure mindset. They're not able to reinvent because they can't see a reason. Bob's telling them, hey, you remember that last time we tried? You failed. Probably a good chance you're going to fail again. So why do that to yourself? Just turn the TV on and watch the latest series on Netflix. You don't suffer the stress and anxiety that comes with failing, but what you do end up doing is just wasting time. And that's cool. If that's what you are happy to do, then waste that time. Enjoy the series. I know I do. So I'm not saying don't live the life of the shift and drift, but understand the regret of having to move beyond where you've been. A lot of motivational speakers talk about are affirmations. And you write them down every morning, you put them up on the mirror and you're going, cool, I'm reading this affirmation saying, you are a good person, Gary. You are a success. You are worthy. The problem with that is Bob, who's inside my head, is telling me the absolute negatives of that. And also telling me, you know you're not good enough. You know that you are not attractive enough. You're not smart enough. You, my friend, are just not enough. And so that's why positive affirmations don't work for me. I learn by the process of doing, molding the process itself by failing, succeeding, learning, moving forward, doing it again. And that's why the create is about creating the next part of you. Then along the way, you're going to have people come and give you their feedback, their thoughts. And here's the challenging part. They're not you. So yes, your opinions are interesting. Your views of the world are interesting. Your thoughts about me are interesting, but they are not my thoughts. And so how do I make sure that, yes, I can take them on board and take the pieces of value that are in there and apply to me, but not make it debilitating? Think about how many people, for example, will say, it's my dad's fault that I'm like this. How could I have not been the way I am, given what dad instilled in me? The other option to that is the lessons that I've learnt out of that. And if you have a different view of where you want to be, then you can adapt those opinions and thoughts. My dad, whilst, and I'm going to give him credit, he was under anesthetics, and he looked at me and said, Gary, why are you so fat? It stuck with me. I used to, in one of my 46 jobs, be a model. You probably can't see it now, but it's a thing. I was discovered working in a restaurant. Come up, have a chat to us. We'd love to see where we can help you become a successful model. I walk in. How good am I? This is pretty cool. I walk into the agency. I sit down, and the guy sits across from me and he says, your eyes are too narrow. Your nose is too big. Your smile is crooked. But yeah, you got a bit of a look. That was over 30 years ago. And I'm pretty sure I quoted it verbatim. That's how these things stick in our heads and reinforce the negatives that we have associated with it. And that's Bob's job. He's got a lot to answer for, this Bob. And how do we manage it? By proving him wrong. We manage by going through the process of reinvention. Each of those times we take that step, Bob gets the feedback that we are okay. Oh, okay. So you're going to do this despite me telling you all this stuff? Yes, Bob, thank you very much. I will take my next step. Oh, okay. Well, that's my new reality that I've got to assess the whole world against. All right, you do that, Bob, I'll do mine. And mine is to achieve my success. And my success, my view of what success is unique to me. We think it's money. We think it might be a relationship. We might think that all of those things that are extrinsic or external to us will make us a whole, better person, a person that people value. The problem is, unless we value ourselves, we will never have achieved true success. Success is not the money. There's a quote that Jim Carrey says, everybody should be rich, happy, and famous once in their life to realize it's not the answer. That's something that we all, if you haven't experienced fame and you haven't experienced extreme wealth, we believe it comes with a world that is free from problems. It is free from humanity. It is free from self-doubt. It is free from us needing to reinvent ourselves. It actually amplifies it in a lot of cases. We never deal with the self-doubt, the poor self-beliefs. We don't challenge them because all of a sudden we've got yes people around us. We've got those people going, yes, Mr. Walden, you are absolutely correct, Mr. Walden. How clever are you? You wrote a book. You have got all of the answers, my friend. Wow, that's dangerous. When I'm working with large organizations and I'm dealing with a group of people, if everybody is agreeing with me, my alarm bells and my spidey senses are going off hugely. The reason is, I'm not always right. I may have a thought about things, but I want it to be challenged. I want it to be broken apart. I want it to be attacked from angles so that I can go, yes, this is actually stands up to people questioning it. And from that, you get the ability to move forward. And that's why you don't want yes people. You want to have to work for your success, because the success that you work for is the one that really matters. Anything else, and Bob goes, that was so easy. How cool are we? We don't need to adapt. We don't need to change. We've got no lessons to learn. The success that comes from having to work for it means that we've actually built up those neural pathways that help us know that we deserve this success. Because if I get instant fame, then I come with imposter syndrome. Then I come with all of the reasons why I might do drugs. And you see so many people who are famous or rich that have gone really quickly to those situations and suffer overdoses. You know, you and I, we sit there and go, huh? You've got the perfect life. But in their head, their Bob is going, you don't deserve this. The only way we realize that we deserve something is to have worked for it. And that is where the success comes in. When I wrote Mastering the Art of Reinvention, I had self-doubt. That lead up to releasing the book, you wonder, is it going to be successful? Will it help people? All of those things are about what my vision of success is. And as I start to get the sales figures in and I start to get the, oh, you didn't get that opportunity, my Bob is sitting there going, oh, hang on a sec, maybe it's not as good. The reason that I believe in this book is the feedback I get from people. Thank you for writing this book. Thank you for helping me realize that my not being normal is normal. The world tells us we need to be normal. Our Bob sits in there going, if you stand out too much and you're not in that box of normal, others will go, ooh, I see the faults of that person. I see the flaws. I see what Bob sees. Let's just stay safe, packed away with everybody else, because there's that crowd mentality of being safe within the crowd. The problem with that is you are not normal. I'm not normal. We are weird, and we are gloriously weird. The great thing about weirdness is that in those boundaries of who we are and our uniqueness comes the opportunities to succeed where everybody else is different to us. People who are hugely successful in films, or hugely successful in business, or hugely successful just in life, they are who they are meant to be. They're not trying to fit a mold of somebody else. They're just being true to themselves. They are able to keep Bob in a box. Let Bob know, I'm going to be comfortable with my weirdness. So be weird and just be you. Everybody else is taken, so just be you.